Michael Berger here. I thought you might like to know what it takes to create a keynote, for you. At the end of our conference calls, I start from scratch. No two keynotes that I deliver are ever the same. I take all the information we've discussed and then I build the program. Then I create your keynote. It's great for you and it's actually fun and fresh for me. Let me give you a prime example. I just did a job for L'Oreal Paris and I wanted to remind them of their competition. Regardless of the size of your organization, you need to know who's hiding on your blind spot, who wants to grab your business. So I identified their competition and then I took a product that L'Oreal manufactures and I put the two of them together in a commercial. I created just for them. Watch.
Since the beginning of time, there's Prime. Prime time, Prime rate, Prime numbers, Prime minister, Prime rib. Yum. And now from the good folks at Amazon, it's Amazon Prime Lash.
Look beautiful right now.
Seriously, we've already dropped it off. It's at your front door. Go take a look.
We're not kidding around here.
Okay, now remember, there's no such thing as that commercial. I just made it up. That does not air on TV. There is no such thing as an Amazon Prime Lash. But I thought it was a fun way to remind the client, L'Oreal, and the 1,000 managers in the room of how important it is to be aware of who's in their blind spot and who wants to grab their business. Also should tell you how much fun you and I can have creating these one-of-a-kind keynotes that are as individualized as the companies that hire me. I look forward to making your keynotes one of a kind. I've always thought that a great keynote can be full of information, yet it can still be funny.
So what do? Instead of clinging to those past business practices, leverage into what the public wants. Win with what you got. I put this in here because I've never met a company yet that says, oh, go spend all the money you want. Innovate from within. Honor the ideas of people without title. Nordstrom's Rack, I'm in there because I got that kind of money. And I'm standing there and I hear a beautiful I'm there and I hear a beautiful voice come up behind me and say, I'm here to check you out. What's that? I'm here to check you out. So I turn around to let the compliment wash over Big Daddy. And it turns out they were there just to check me out. They wanted the store with these little shirts on, and guess what? They have little POS devices and they check you out. A nice customer service moment, but you know what it does on top of that? If you read the article, Apple's been doing it, Home Depot does it. If they get you to check out right there, it's more of an impulse buy. There's less chance you're going to put it back on the shelf. Pretty smart, right? Urgency. You gotta have a sense of urgency. Urgency is a philosophy. Service is just a transaction. How do you show a sense of urgency? Beginning, middle, and end. More importantly, what happens at the end? What happens if something goes wrong? What do? You got to have a sense of urgency no matter the size of the crisis, no matter the size of the company. Let me give you an example of a big company that lost their way. Does this ring a bell? Huh? Yes, it's the Carnival. Because it stranded 4,000 passengers in the sea for 5 days. We got things under control. We're keeping passengers informed. That's exactly what did not happen. When they interviewed those passengers, when they finally got off the ship at 10:30 at night in Mobile, Alabama, and CNN was there, and not Brian Williams, Wolf Blitzer. That's funny because Brian was just in the news. Brian said he was there, but Wolf Blitzer, I'm sorry, no, I was the captain. I took him. They said we didn't know what was going on. That was our big complaint. Passengers are saying this. In fact, the only time they got any information is when the ship listed and their phone picked up what CNN was saying. So where's the CEO when this is going down? He should have got out there first. Makes you wonder, when this ship rolled into Mobile, Alabama at 10:30 at night, where was that CEO? Somebody snapped a photo of him. That night, that ship was coming into port in the middle of all this disaster and media blast. He was sitting in the front row of a Miami Heat game with former President Bill Clinton. At least don't go out. What are you doing, right? Was he getting advice from Bill? Listen to me, Mickey. Listen, I want you to listen to me real good. No. Listen to Bubba. I know scandal. I know. Lay low. It'll be fine. In fact, Mickey, if they come to you, I want you to look them right in the eye and say, I did not have anything to do with that cruise ship. You can't ignore it. You got to nip this in the bud because as the CEO, as the person in charge, something's going to happen to you.
Hit the road.
They fired him. Look at this. People don't like not knowing. They're going to forgive and understand a great deal, but lying or keeping them in the dark is unforgivable. Over-communication is invaluable. Who said that? I did. It's not that tough a question. Try to play along. What's the secret? How do you stick around? It may be in this tree. That's the Philistaceous moso. It's the fastest growing tree on the planet. It grows a foot a day in the Amazon in the rainy season. So here's what happens with this tree. You plant it, a little seedling, you see nothing. A month, 2 months, a year, nothing. 2, 3, 5 years, it finally sprouts up. You know what it's doing? It's building a root system. A root system so powerful that it can withstand the rapid growth. In case weather changes, it's going to stand, it's going to stay. You need that in your business. You need to put down a foundation so strong. You need to be so good at the fundamentals that you can't be toppled by anyone. What's the quote? Once we reach a certain level of success, we forget the things that made us successful. Dave Hoplis said that. He's the world's greatest free throw shooter. He's got the record of 1,200 in a row. If he hits the rim and it goes in, he does it, starts all over again because that's a near miss. You need that kind of persistence. You need to put the work in. You have a job. Go do it.
Maybe it's my years of doing stand-up, but I can't resist coming off the stage, going into the audience, and seeing what happens.
What's this? What's that? Anybody, huh? Mascara, what kind? Why is it popular? Who said color? What about the color? It is pink. What about that? Yeah, it's vibrant. Good, Sesame Street. I need more than that. What else? It's vibrant. What else we got? It's vibrant, so what? What does that mean? Huh? It stands out from every makeup artist's chair I ever sat in. I see this. I go, why? Why? She goes, that pink green cap, I can spot it in a cluttered place. Maybelline just reinvented the color. What's your name? Jessica, do people know how bright you are here? Here's a lovely part of it for you, Jessica. There you go. Give Jessica a round of applause. Doesn't mean it. She's got lovely look at her face. You good about it?
And over the years, I've been lucky enough to host about 4,000 hours worth of television. And I've certainly stood on stage and delivered my fair share of corporate keynotes, but the highlight for me through all the years is working with someone you know, Betty White. Look, in my keynote, I spent some time talking about the importance of being happy. There's enough research that says happy employees make for a more productive organization. You say to me, is it really necessary? I think it is. And so does Betty White. Look, here's a clip I use in all of my keynotes with the one and only Betty White talking about the importance of being happy.
Don't think it isn't a health issue. That kind of laughter keeps everybody feeling
well,
wonderful.
that's what got her to this point in her life.
Everybody asks that, Betty, about how at 93, as young as you've ever been, laughing all the time. You say that's the secret?
Well, that sounds like I'm an idiot. Oh, yes. Oh, hello, Betty. I'm so sad. Hey, did you hear the bad news? Oh, I was blessed with a mother and father who had delicious senses of humor. Oh. And the three of us were such good buddies. And I was raised on the premise that it's easier to laugh and enjoy and see the funny side instead of afterwards looking back on it and saying, oh, that was funny, I didn't realize it at the time.
Let's end it on that. To a bright future.
Yes,
thank you.
To a bright future.
So there you go, a couple of ways I create these keynotes for you. So the next time you're having a conference, let me create a keynote that's all about you, that's full of information and fun and motivating, and let's see if we can keep everybody in that room, what are the words I'm looking for, absolutely necessary. I am sorry, did my book just appear behind me? That is not okay, I am sorry. However, I can bring that book with me to your event and I can autograph. Not a good time?